Hi, I'm Barb. Welcome to my craft studio. I've got a haul to share with you today. I didn't go anywhere. I got an order from Cricut and a few from Amazon. I'll be right back. Yeah, I have not left the house and we're getting close to the week mark. Last week, early in the week, my mother-in-law fell. My hubby came out to get me and to see if I could help him get her up, and we couldn't. We ended up having to call the fire department to help get her up, but she had to be put in the hospital to be sure she was okay. We both wanted that because she was just acting a little out of sorts. She was not herself, that's for sure. And so we went up to the hospital to visit her Wednesday again, and after we get home we get a text saying from his sister saying she has COVID. Guess who got COVID? She's the only one I'm around without being really precautious, that I know is not precautious when she goes out. She as soon as she didn't have to wear a mask, she wouldn't wear it. And I'll tell you, I never want to go through that again. It was awful. One of the things I got from I did get my IKEA order last week. I don't know that I've shared that one. It was pre-COVID, pre everything. So I think it was early in the week. I had gotten my IKEA order. Well, one of my IKEA legs was missing the base that attaches the leg to which I may have mentioned in the video, I'm not sure. But IKEA sent the replacement leg, and these are the wheels that I can put on that. Now these will work on the Addle's legs. They're just some legs they're called some wheels that I found by doing some research that a few people had said work on the Addle's legs. You just peel off that stationary bottom one that you can kind of adjust so that it levels. You just take that off completely and put this on, and you've got wheels. So I need to do that on the table I have here next to me, because I switched the longer one out and put it in the back, and it's going to hold my diamond dot project that I'm currently working on, whichever one that may be, and my Gemini is going to sit on that, and then I can just wheel that whole table over. It'll be easier than moving that Gemini. Amazon had a lot of deals last week during their, what did they call it? I can't even remember what they called it, but hubby wanted some red, white, and blue beads. I'm going to need some when it comes time for, I'm going to do my patriotic bead strand, because I started with my summer one this year. And I usually do patriotic in summer. But he might use most of these. He's got a Coke bottle that has his name on it. He emptied the pop out of it today. I just want to just drink that and see how it tastes. It's really old. I'm sure it was completely flat. I know I emptied mine out a few years ago, and when you opened it, there was no sound. So I'm sure his was really bad. But he wants to fill them with red, white, and blue beads. So that's why I ordered those. I'm almost wondering whether I should have bought two, because You can take more beads to fill those bottles than you think. This one's not crafty, but they had Outlander season 6. I think with tax I paid like around 22 or 23 if I remember right. But I had to pick that one up because I have the previous 5 seasons. This is label tape for my P-Touch. I always buy the off-brand. People ask what brand, and I'm like, I've bought several different off-brand tapes on Amazon, and I haven't had any problem with any of them so far. All of them have worked. So I usually, because a lot of times when I go to buy again, the previous one isn't there, so I have to buy another one, or there's a different one that's a much better deal, so I try it. And I've been lucky. I don't know if I've just been lucky or if it's just they're just all pretty good, but I haven't had any problems with any of them so far. This one I got 6 of them. I think it was for like right around 15 maybe. I think it may have been less than that even, but I needed more of the just white. That's probably the one I go through the most. And they had this set of off-brand Cricut mats. Now, I've never tried these before. But you got, how many mats are in here? I don't even remember. It's been so long. This is from a HTVRont.com is the name of the company. So, I've heard a lot of people saying they're using these things. It's a 6-pack. You get 6 mats, and they even sent you a little scraper. I don't know how much I'll use their scraper. Might use it for other types of projects rather than my Cricut mats, but because I have a couple of Cricut scrapers that I really like, my really big one. So I decided I would buy those and try them. The other one I bought was this diamond painting. I'm always on the lookout for Princess Aurora or Supergirl ones. I have a Wonder Woman one. Wonder Woman's easier to find. But, well, Aurora I don't think is probably too bad. This is kind of what the painting will look like when it's done. Gives you an idea. So, that one's really intricate. At least it's smaller than the current one I'm working on. I need to work on that some more, but I think it might be a while. I was really hoping I could continue my streak of having not gotten COVID, and well, that didn't happen. And then I ordered from Cricut. If you're an Access member, they have special coupons that you can use quarterly now, starting with October, November, December, and then next year for each quarter there's a different, I should see if I can find that graphic and share it. If I remember to do that. I'll try to remember to do that. But if you're an Access member, you can use that, and I think with it you get, was it $10 off? And you just have to have at least a $10 order, and you get free shipping. So I figured if I can try to do that quarterly, it'll help pay for that Access, even more so to make that Access a even bigger benefit to me. I think I use the images enough throughout the year that I get my money's worth, but some people won't. And when people ask that, oh, is Access worth it? It depends on you. Like any type of membership, if you use it, it's worth it. It's like buying a gym membership. Well, if person A goes to the gym on a regular basis, they're getting their membership worth out. If person B bought the membership, went once and never goes again, no, they're not getting their money's worth. There's not a one pat answer for is Access worth it. It's going to depend upon the individual user. If you use it, it's definitely worth it. You can just kind of take a look around in Cricut, look at the different images. Anything with a green A is part of Access, and you can use that for free. That includes fonts, so take a look and see. I use enough of them that it's fine. I mean, you can, if there's only like one or two you think you'd use, just buy those ones outright. But these are their new opaque gel pens that will write on dark materials. So I picked those up because they also had some new smart labels. They make these for the Joy and the like Maker and Explorer 3. The Maker 3 and Explorer 3, I should say that more clearly, because they're smart. I mean, I guess you could use them on the other machines, but you'd have to cut them down to fit on the mats, because you can't use those without a mat. But they had it in black, which is why I picked up the opaque pens, because I wanted to be able to see the writing on them. And then they had them in clear. They also had them in white. I didn't buy the white because I bought the white in this format. This is the Smart Label Writable vinyl in white, the roll that's got 48 inches. I bought 5 of these because they were cheap and I use them a lot. This one is 5.5 by 13 and you get 4 sheets. So you get slightly more than what's on the roll. I also paid more than what the roll was. But sometimes the roll's nice if you're doing a lot. You don't have to switch out the things. One thing I don't like about the Cricut Smart material is if you're doing something that takes longer than that. Like say I had something that ended up 60 inches. Well, it would measure this, tell me that's not long enough, and just kick it back out. I wish it would split it up and say, okay, there's only enough to do this many on this one, so do it, and then just tell you you're going to need another roll. Because I got 2 rolls. I have enough material. I just don't have enough in this roll. but that's what I bought on Cricut. Like I said, it's... I'm sure we both had, hubby I came down with it Thursday morning, COVID. I woke up with a sore throat and I took a test, and the test I took at first said negative, and I'm like, well, we'll see. I just had this feeling when we found out that she had it. I thought, after being in that close of contact with her, I doubt I'm going to avoid getting it. And Thursday afternoon, my hubby started feeling it. And I waited till Saturday, and then I did another test, and that one came up positive. I told hubby, we've got COVID. He's like, what? I said, well, come on. We both kind of knew it, I think. But I said, yeah, that one came up positive. I said, I probably just didn't get a good enough sample for the first test. And I said, I never want to feel that bad again. You know, as you can tell, I'm not 100%. My voice still isn't quite right. I still, every now and then, have a coughing fit, but I'm still really, really tired. He was complaining about how tired he was this morning. I said, you know, it's that part's probably harder on you than me, because I kind of have adjusted. I'm more used to that level of fatigue from my autoimmune illness. So I said, this just kind of harkens me back to the early stages of my autoimmune disease before they started treating it. And I said, now, while I did not have to sit down in the shower when I took one yesterday for the first time in a few days, but I did have to lean against the wall a few times and just kind of, okay, I gotta get enough energy to finish the shower. I never want COVID again. I told him, I said, I am even questioning going to dinner at our girls' house, because I know they don't mask up when they go out either. Granted, our exposure to them usually isn't that long. We don't get that close, but we do eat a meal together. Usually every Sunday. One Sunday we'll go to their house. We were going out to my mother-in-law's, obvious. It'll have to be here now, but because she's not going to be able to return home on her own. So, but it's awful. If you haven't been vaccinated, get vaccinated. I can't even imagine what this would have been like if I hadn't been vaccinated. I'm just hoping it doesn't leave any lasting effects on my organs. Because they say even a mild case can affect your organs, so I'm just praying that that doesn't happen, because I'm already at risk of that because of my autoimmune illness. That's why I get so angry at people who wear their mask here or here. It's like, that mask isn't just for you. That mask is for everybody else. You show your true selfishness when you don't know how to wear a mask properly. Because if you don't do it for you, do it for everyone you come into contact with. I'll say, I've said it before, I'll say it again. One right we have never had in this country is the right to endanger others, and that's what not wearing a mask properly does. I know now you don't even have to wear a mask, but I still see people that choose to wear one that won't wear it right, and I'm like, why? Why bother with the mask? You don't have to wear it. Why not leave it behind? If you can't wear it right, don't wear it. Because being in possession of a mask is not the same as wearing a mask. Even my sister-in-law the other day up at the hospital had hers there, and she works in the healthcare industry, and it's like, I'm sorry, that's just moronic. I don't care if she's family or not. It's moronic. Especially when your mother's there in the hospital, and at that time she didn't know her mother had COVID yet, because once they knew she had COVID, you weren't allowed in the room. So, and she works in the healthcare industry, so she gets exposed to a lot of people. So, my mother-in-law's in her mid-80s. Fortunately, I don't think she got COVID bad at all. I'm not even sure she really had a lot of symptoms, though I do kind of wonder if maybe that's what was causing her confusion and maybe led to the fall. But she didn't have a lot. She had a cough, so I suppose that could be partly contributed. But she seemed like she felt fine otherwise. If you know what I mean, it's hard to explain. But maybe she felt awful and just didn't want to say anything. I don't know. She does like her independence. But it's been a rough week. Let's just say that. I don't ever want to go through it again. I'm looking forward to things getting back to normal, maybe in a day or two. Not normal, but towards normal. You know what I mean? But yesterday was the last day we had to be in isolation, but we're not gonna be. Well, hubby ran down and got the mail today because we have a P.O. box, so the mail's just sat there since all of this started. So he did make it down and got the mail today. He came back and he's like, I'm freezing. He doesn't usually get that cold that fast, but honestly, he was underweight anyways, and I'm sure he probably lost more during his bout with COVID, because I know I lost about 5 pounds during my bout with COVID. I said, the difference is I'm hoping my 5 pounds will stay gone. I'm sure he's probably, I don't know if he's gotten on the scale, but I'm sure he lost. We're trying to put weight back on him because he's lost, I think the grand total was around 40 pounds. He had put 5 to 10 of that back on finally, but he's got a ways to go. He may not need to put all of it back on, but he needs to put a good portion of it back on, because he was never what you'd call overweight. He was probably about right where really he should be for his height and all that, but he's just really skinny now. He really is. It's not healthy. We've been going through lots of testing for that and trying to figure that out, and so far they haven't figured anything out. But anyways, I want to thank you for joining me. So I hope you don't mind the chit chat, the updates on how we're doing. So I can't believe I got through to October of 2022 and then got COVID. But, oh well. I'm just hoping that I never ever get it again. My next visit to my doctor, I would have gotten my next booster, which probably would have protected me from this strain, but I've had 2 boosters. I'm due for the I was due for the 3rd. I think getting COVID, they pushed that back because COVID gives you a sort of natural immunity for a couple of months, 2 or 3 months, I think it is. So they'll push it back by that long, which just makes it harder because before I was set up perfect with my doctor for my next booster, because they see me on a regular basis, and now that'll be off unless she decides to see me at a different pace, just so that she can get me back into my boosters. Because I know she goes, I don't want you to get this. I don't want you to get this. Be really, 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 really careful. And for the most part, we had. Except about the only person people I really see without a mask is my mother-in-law and my daughters, and that's because we're having a meal together and you can't wear a mask and eat. But when we go out shopping or appointments, we always mask up, and we'll continue to do so. Now I'm not even sure I want to visit anybody without a mask, because I don't want that again. But anyways, thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time.